Ron Armstrong TV. Is it all a hustle? Is it all a hustle? Is everything a hustle? Yes. Man has turned everything into a hustle. There's no friendships, there's no relationships, there's no love. It's all a hustle. And the choice that many of us are here to make is, do you remain a genuine person in a transactional world where everything is a transaction, where family is a transaction, where loyalty is a transaction, just transactional. Whether your value as a human being is based off, it's transactional. That's that's one of the main fights. Are you gonna live and be loyal to this transactional world, or loyal to your heart? The pure, whatever little pureness you got left. I had to get my little nap from earlier. I had to get ready to get up out of here and get back on the road. But it took me a while to figure out how to upload my videos back to my channel. So if the bombardment of videos is coming, it's just catching up, really. And the revelations I've had about life, so it's gonna be a lot. Probably almost every day, unless I'm busy, But yeah, how do you, because that's one of the battles I'm fighting for right now, for sure. I won't be a liar and sit here and say, that subject is not something personal, but I'm sure I'm not the only one dealing with it. I'm sure I'm not the only one dealing with that. But you got to make that choice. But in the end, can you live with yourself, becoming a purely transactional person? If you can live with yourself, then okay. That's probably for you. But me, I couldn't live with myself like that. If everything I did was based off what I could get from a person, I couldn't live like that. I couldn't. I would feel like a empty shell, And I think most people who live like that are that, do feel like that. They can't, that's why most people like that are so mean and hateful, because it's like a child, and sometimes people compare being a child as a bad thing, but a child is a good thing. If you think about it, now having the mind of a child in a world that'll take advantage of it, is a bad thing. But a child is not corrupt as we are. A child ain't thinking, what you're like. I got 2 kids. I know what my kids are around me. That's a good thing. To have somebody around you that you don't have to question and wonder why, you know what I mean? And you know why they're there. They really care about just you as a person. But, they're innocent. But us adults, I don't think we really see what happens to us, I think we turn it into, we grew up, but did we really grow up? I don't think so. Because we know everything down here is wrong, but we won't do nothing about it. We won't change. We won't turn back from it. So how much growing did we do if it's just more corruption? Because that's what it seems to be to me, just more corruption, just more selfishness, more self-serving attitude, more how can I use somebody and learn more about this corrupt world. But meanwhile, we watch people die every day. We watch this, people get sick and that probably could be cured, and we don't question it. We watch people get abused and beat and raped, and And it's okay, and it's okay as long as we good, as long as we got our. I said it. I made a video on one of my old Facebook pages. And it was one during the time while I was going through my little one of my homeless periods. I've had two, but one was very short. But this one was it was a long one, pretty long. And I said, we're gonna wake up one day and we in them times now, where you're not gonna be able to escape, what we all avoid, we find, like I said back then, we find long as you got your big screen TV, long as you doing good, long as you all right, you don't care about the next person. But in this life we living now, it's creeping slowly and slowly and slowly up to everybody's front door. And everybody's still denying it, still acting like everything, is still good as long as I got mine, It's all people care about, man, but we're paying the price for that, the transactional world, for living that life, for taking on that philosophy. We're paying for that every single day. And, we try to run and hide and go to different neighborhoods and all this, but you can't escape, the fact that you didn't care about nobody but yourself. You can't escape that. Maybe a few individuals can escape that, but you can't escape that on a mass scale. You're gonna pay a price for that. You know what I'm saying? For being purely transactional. Your children are gonna pay a price for that. Why you think they're so heartless? You know what I mean? We every generation since I've been alive, they all say, "Man, I don't understand these kids. I don't understand them. I don't understand why they like this." You made them like this. You bought into this transactional, I gotta get mine, every man for themselves mentality. This selfish, every man, lives for himself mentality. And you thought that you were gonna get a bunch of great, loving people from that? I'm not the smartest man in the world, but I try to think a little bit. And I don't think that you're gonna get some loving, caring people from doing everything off of what you can get out of it, from being purely transactional. There's no way. Get the money, get the money, get the money. I spoke about this before. Well, look at what is produced. But nobody's taking the time to look at what that's produced. Nobody. But look at what is produced. Just to get the money mentality, get yours mentality. What has it produced? We got the worst we seeing the worst of the worst in the world. And we still talking about get the money. We still got that mentality. It's crazy, man. Get the money, get the money, get the money, get the money, get the money. Take the money, take the money, take the money, take the money. And what do we got from it, man? You can look from the most regular person in the world to the richest person in the world. They can't keep their family together. They don't understand their children because this mentality is just taking over, man. Just get the money mentality. The money, the money, the money, the money, the money. That's all it's about. And we don't realize what we've done. You don't realize what we've done to ourselves. We don't realize what we've done to our children. It's transactional society. And it's sick, man. And nobody wants to look at it. We wake up every day and we just keep serving it. And when I mean serving it, I just mean not turning not changing our minds. You got to make money. You got to make a living. None of us, most of us don't know how to grow food. Most of us don't know we got land to grow food on. You got to work within the system. But it's the way we think, the way we operate in it is the problem. No community, no oneness in thinking, no communication in that oneness in thinking. Everybody just looking for somebody to take advantage of. That's it. And we wonder why we looking at what we looking at. It's not a, you know what I'm saying? It's not a mystery. You know what I'm saying? It's not a mystery why we're looking at what we're looking at. One of my biggest fears is, what am I gonna teach my kids for real? Like I got an autistic son. One of my scariest things is I asked him one time, we went to eat some pizza, and I asked him, I said, do you think all people are good or all people or some people are good? And of course he's autistic, but I just wanted to know what he was saying. And he said, all people are good. And it broke my heart because I'm like, because I know if I leave here today, what do I leave him in? And same thing, I got to ask my daughter that question. I don't think she'll answer that question like that. But, and that's my biggest fear. What am I leaving them in? I'm pretty sure it's every parent's biggest fear. But if it is, then what are we doing about it? Why do we take such a powerless stance and continue to believe in a way of thinking that we've all witnessed not bring about the best? Our favorite saying is, I'm going to raise my kids right. Okay, well, why do you lock your door? Why do you have a ring camera? Is it because I thought all you had to do was raise your kids right. I thought all you had to do was raise your kids right. That's enough, right? So don't lock your door. Don't put no ring camera in front of your door. What you watching for? Oh, the other people in the world, the other children in the world, right? Who grow up to be adults who become a danger to you. So maybe the way that we thinking in this transactional way of living, everything is based off of money, 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 no morals, no care about one another, no community. Maybe that's not the way to think. Maybe that ain't the way we should think. I don't know. Maybe not. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we should think a little different. That's all I'm saying. But hey, all we got now is thoughts, right? Everybody sharing their thoughts. And I'm not talking about not making money. Make money. We gotta make money. You can't. Do you make machines? Do you make cars? Do you make? Do you grow trees? Do you grow potatoes, apples, oranges, cantaloupes, green peas, shell peas, greens? Do you grow food? Okay, we'll go make money. Nothing, but don't make the transaction of money your entire life, your entire existence, and your entire philosophy and starts thinking about how you live life and then passing that down to your kids and wonder why they operating with no soul. So, I don't know, man. I gotta get ready to get dressed and go to work, man. Get back on this road, but just woke up and this is what I was thinking. But transactions, man. Does everything got to be about a transaction? Do everything got to be about that? I don't know. Maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe that's what it's all about. Maybe that's what it's always going to be about. But it seems to me that that seems to be the wrong approach based off the results. I mean, that's what we judge things off of, right? Results. So if the result is a bunch of killing kids, a bunch of kids that's killing each other every day, assault, degradation, self-degradation, lying, usury. Is this the direction that we should be going? I don't know. Devaluation of human life, devaluing human life with every passing day. Human life means less and less and less and less, and we act like it only matters when we die. But what about when you alive? Nobody seems to care about each other then. Everybody got strife and envy towards each other and battles towards each other. But then when somebody leave, that was my best friend. Oh my God. Like, nah, well, why you weren't acting like that when that person was alive? Why you only time you speak to him is when it's got something to do with some money? I don't know. So or if it ain't got nothing to do with no money, you ain't got nothing to say to him. I don't know. But then this is what our kids are gonna live in. Like, if we look at the results already. It's gonna get better though, right? By walking down the same path, like the same thinking. I don't know. But I guess we'll find out because I'm pretty sure we're not gonna change. So, let's see if it gets better. I tell you what, it's an interesting show to watch. But yeah, transactions, man. Keep being transactional, and let's see what it gets us. But hey, it won't matter till it's your kid, right? It's all good as long as it's somebody on social media, child, or on CNN News or whatever news channel you watch, NBC, MSNBC. It's okay as long as it's everybody else's tragedy, right? One thing I learned, man, from being homeless for the while that I was all this stuff is fake, man. You can lose it all at the snap of a finger. And I learned then this is nothing to put your faith in the way that we been. It's not. But we'll see. Because it look like we definitely gonna keep walking this direction. So we'll see. Brian Armstrong TV.